If you were still a child and part of this group, who would you like to be and why? People are all different from one another. Until now, we have seen agents that were identical. Whether all agents are identical or not can have a huge influence on system behavior. Which difference matters anyway? Color of shirt, position of the hands, sex, width of the smile? Fortunately for these children, none of those seem to matter, but that is not usually the case. This model here, the status power arena, is part of my own research. It investigates the emergence of gender-based status differences in groups. I created this model based on the status power theory of social relations by sociologist Theodore Kemper. We shall just look at a few of its properties, and the message will be that small differences between boys and girls can, but need not, have large effects on their relative status in society. We see here a class of 10 children, about 10 years old, at a playground. They are grey at startup to indicate that they are not yet in a group. They all have equal avatar size. This stands for social status, and it's equal to indicate they do not yet know one another. They have now started playing, and you see them forming groups indicated by color. Within a group, they give one another status by being nice or not so nice, and this changes the status they have, shown in avatar size. They differ on 3 state variables: beauty, how much status you attract, shown in the eyes; kindness, how much status you tend to give, shown in the mouth; and power, how well you can coerce others to give you status if they don't do so freely. So it means fighting in this case. The leftmost number, indicates their power. If you look at the Camtasia films of this simulation, you will see the details. The rightmost number is their who number, their name, if you like. Children remain in one group as long as they are happy. So the red children here are happy playing with one another. If they leave a group, like the grey child here, they turn grey, and it indicates that we're no longer happy with that group. Research in real schools shows that girls tend to be kinder on average than boys. Now here we see a class of 40 children, and I made the girls kinder on average. Oops, you see the middle of these 3 sliders there is tilted to the right, showing that. And you see here fighting tolerance set to 100 and large status differences between boys and girls occurring at the end of one school break of 300 ticks. This slider, fight tolerance, is a sort of cultural slider. It changes how the beauty, kindness, and power affect the status changes. In this case, fight tolerance 100, it means that society, the class, approve of most fights, so that it pays off to fight when you are strong. Now have a look at this box here, gender status gap. This is the result variable of the simulation. If it's positive, it can go up to +1. It means all the boys have more status than all the girls. The boys will be on the right-hand side and the girls on the left-hand side. If it's -1, it's the reverse. Now let's take exactly the same class and run it again, and the only change is fight tolerance is now 0. And you see that there are differences in the status graphs here. It stays closer to one another. The role of not so much beauty, but kindness and power in providing status has also changed. And you can try this at home with the model. What's the effect on the gender status gap? Smaller, right? And for the other effects, well, this would be a very long film if I started and tried to explain everything. So let's conclude our brief tour now of the playground model. So what can we conclude? First, an agent-based model can easily become mind-bogglingly complicated. This model has actually got very many sliders, and I haven't even talked about some of the essential sliders in the interface. So if you try creating agent-based models for yourself, keep it simple for starters. So, our main topic, heterogeneity among agents and what it can do to model output. We've seen how small differences in attributes can either lead to no effects or to large effects, depending on, in our case, fight tolerance, a simulation-wide parameter. So small differences in average kindness have led to large differences in average status under a fight-tolerant culture. This kind of effects occur everywhere in society, and they are worth investigating through agent-based simulation with heterogeneous agents.